You went to college?
No.
Briefly?
Dropped out. Yeah.
Dropped out, right?
I went to multiple universities, tested different things, 1 quarter here, 1 quarter there, but it never suited me because the teachers were kind of losers, and I sensed that from the get-go. I'll tell you, bro, I had 2 teachers. 2 teachers convinced me that school was shit. My first one was a communications teacher. Didn't know how to fucking talk. So I was like, how is this person going to teach me communication? And then the second one was at the second university, an international business professor that had never been overseas. So like, how are you going to teach me how to become an international entrepreneur? You're talking about macroeconomics, microeconomics, but are you telling me about culture? Are you telling me about how to interact with Chinese people when I actually go to China and how to broker a deal? You can't learn that unless you're there. So I was like, fuck this, I gotta go learn this, actually get in the trenches.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was kind of also the motherfucker I completed the whole like bachelor, but I was always thinking, especially when I did my master's, I did 2 internship, 3 months each in between bachelor and master. I go do my master and I realized that I have more work experience after 6 months of freaking internship than the PhD professor in front. And we had an entrepreneurship class, 14 sessions. And at the very end of this entrepreneurship class, 14 sessions, she's like, hey, anyone has question? And I'm like, she had done a PhD in entrepreneurship, never built a business. And she was an entrepreneurship professor. And I'm like, do you really believe we can teach entrepreneurship? Like, and same, I always thought, man,
that's so fucked, bro.
Like, I don't disrespect you, maybe because of my Swiss values, but I'm like, how can you teach me something when you've never freaking done it before?
Yes.
Right? And if you think about it, the education system is completely outdated today, right?
Yes.
And so there is different takes on that. Do you think university is a scam?
Absolutely. Because it's a business, right? The university is a business. So in certain countries, you have public university, but somebody's paying for it. Maybe it's the government, but somebody's paying for it. In the US, university is expensive as fuck. Imagine being in a scenario where I'm a business, right? And I have convinced my entire population, right, that in order to get a job, you have to go through me. Once again, it's the middleman to the workforce. It's the middleman. So now you're like, well, I can't develop skills. I need a degree. And you have all these motherfuckers that have more degrees than a thermostat and have no real experience. So then they go and you hire all these super intelligent dudes, quote unquote, but have no values. They have no self-esteem because they haven't actually accomplished anything. Not only that, they're super inexperienced and they're not even worth having around. They're entitled. They're arrogant.
That's true.
They think that because you took a couple tests in school,
true.
that you can, bro, the marketplace will fuck you up, dude.
Actually, because you're being told at university, you are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of tomorrow. And then you end up with so many people with papers, right? With university papers, that we have this thing called academic inflation, where you've gone through all these studies, you might have taken a loan, and then it's hard to find a job. And if you find a job, the job is going to pay you like shit. No one will give a fuck about you, right?